Hi guys, Bobby Joe with Aftershock Art here. I just wanted to go over how I display my gems. There's a lot of people out there who do it a lot of different ways, and all of them are awesome. And I wanted to share with you guys how I do mine and how I display mine. So this is my bling display, and it's kind of hard here because the sun's hitting in the back, but my bling display. I got this at Menards, and it's originally to sort screws and nails and like bolts and all that other stuff. So I thought, looking at that, just walking through, I'm like, oh my God, that would be awesome for gems. One of the issues that I had personally was like coming up with new design every time, every time, every time. And I felt like I was just kind of like losing my mind because I couldn't think of anything else to kind of do. So I want to do something different and whatever. So I got tired of that, and also displaying them if they are individual can be tricky too. So what I decided to do was, instead of doing just one gem of that particular style, I wanted to do like a mass production of them. So I sat down and made all these gems. So you'll see on the front here, we have a gem that's glued on. It's just a hot glue, that's fine, right? And then inside the container, you can store your gems. So I'll make a whole bunch of these. This is one's running out, so I've got it set off to the side so I can fill it up. But put that in there, and now you're good to go. So when the client comes up and asks for, a particular gem, all they have to do is go, oh, I want that one, or oh, I want that one here, and then you can easily open it up and pull it out. Yeah, so that's how I do that. And then when you're done or you're running low on gems, you could do this like I did, pull them out and make more. Say you have a particular gem and it's running low, but it's not a really good seller. And what I'll do is I will take that gem off on the front, and if you just pull it right off, it'll be fine. The front stays intact and it looks good. And then what I'll do is, with those gems that are left over, or that one or two gems, I'll put in my freebie pile. My freebie pile doesn't necessarily have to be free, but it's made up of random gems, right? And I can take these, put them in a baggie, in a Ziploc bag, like there, and take them to birthday parties or smaller events. So that way I will have gems. This can be rather bulky and a pain in the butt to travel for just birthday parties. So that'll be my freebie bag, and yeah, I can grab some gems from there and no problem. Another one of the problems that I had with the gems, and I'm sure people have done this too, is that once you take them off the film, whatever you're using for them to dry on, you're left with the glue back. And these it doesn't feel tacky, but they are pretty tacky. And how many times have I lost these? I have no idea. So many. But you have two plain backs like this, and then they go in the bag together, and they land like that, and the next thing you know, they are stuck. And you're trying to pull them apart, but instead of pulling the two blings apart, you wind up taking off every single gem. So you just killed all your work, and that was killing me. So what I did was, I decided to take a film here, and I just cut them into squares. So instead of using that big sheet, I'll still use the big sheet and make all my gems, but once they're dry, I'll pull them off the sheet and put it on this square. So I take my glue. I use the tulip glitter to make my gems. I love this stuff, and it works best for me. And in the center, I am just going to do a little dot. It doesn't have to be big. I would probably even make it smaller than that, but that is the dot there. And the goal is not to glue the entire thing down, but rather just have a small spot so it can grab hold of that. And that way, try to get this in the camera and watch what I'm doing at the same time. That way, gives it enough hold to hold that on there while it's drying. And then the entire back is covered. And what you're left with is this. Now, I can put all of these in a Ziploc bag, or I can put all of these in here, and they're not going to stick to each other because they all have this backing on it. So that's how I got around that. Now, with the gems, I have them sorted as horns on the top and gems on the bottom. I also have them sorted by holiday. So you can see down here I've got the Day of the Dead, and I've got some 4th of July, and some Easter, and then I've got some fall and Halloween ones, and then Christmas ones. Obviously the snowflakes work great for Elsa as well. Oops, this little guy is not out, and he's a little spider, like that one. And then we have our random gems up here, and then we have our horns. Now, one thing I did try to do in the past is either that, but they're so big you won't be able to get these drawers open. So another idea I had was to cut off the tip here and just make a small one, and then glue that horn to the outside of the box. And the problem is that even though these stay on really well with hot glue, these do not, and that's because they get bumped and knocked off. So I couldn't do that anymore. So what I did was I made just a color guide to show what color is where, okay? So that's my color guide for the horns. Now, with the other horns, they say, how can you see them if you don't show them that way? So what I do is I take out one of each horn that I have, and I put it up on top of the display. This stands in the front of the cashier so that when people walk up, they see it, and it's going to get seen, and 9 times out of 10, they add something to their design as a result. So I put one of each out here, and they go, oh, I really like the gold one. So then you can go to the gold drawer and open it up and take out your horn. And then these will get taped down so they don't get knocked off or blown away. Another thing that I've done too, to make it so much more simple, is that the kids or the client picks the color of their horn, and that is the only thing that they pick with their horns. The reason why I say this is because I use different gems and different designs for each color horn. And I'm going to give you an example. So for this yellow here, I've got the yellow and blue. And this one I've got pink and blue. And that one I have white and pink. And then I've got the green and pink. You get the idea, right? I do not allow the clients to pick the color of their gems or the roses. They get to pick this, because giving them too many options is going to waste your time and their time. So they get to pick the color of their horn. I don't show them all the options of the different color flowers or whatever that's on them. They only get to pick their horn. What I try to do is, usually they're paying for their design. They know what they want. Say they want a tiger, and then they want, to put a unicorn horn on their tiger. Who knows why? And they will, oh, I want the yellow horn. Well, I know a tiger is probably going to be yellow and orange, right? So I can go in the white ones and pick one that would go best with the design. So I get to choose what color they get based on the design they used, but they don't get to choose. All they choose is the horn color. Another final thing also, when I made a whole bunch of gems, and the horns, obviously not a whole lot fit in here. These smaller ones, there's a minimum of 20 in each of these. Some of them have 30 and 40, even 30 to 40 gems. So this does hold a lot because they go flat. The horns, however, are very bulky, and you do not fit a whole lot of horns in the box. So what I'll do is I'll make the horns, make a whole bunch of them, and then I will put them in a Ziploc baggie. They're all ready to go. They all have the film on the back. And then I put that Ziploc baggie in my bag. And I can either put this in the corner and just fill it up as I go, or if I'm doing a big festival like I am this weekend, I'm at a convention, I'll probably sell a lot of those. So I'm just going to take the whole kit and caboodle with me, the whole, sorry, I'm going to pull my phone over here, the whole grab bag, and I'll take all of that with me so that if I need to restock while I'm out there, I can. One final thing, and I said one last thing beforehand, transportation of this kit. So once everything is done, and I put all the horns back in their place because the day is gone and the event's over, and I put all the horns in here, the only thing I find is that this is quite precarious, meaning that the drawers are very easily moved. And if I tip this, I don't want to kill myself by, but you see the drawers completely come open if I tip this a little bit. So to show you the back is a little open as well, as you can tell. So what has happened in the past is that this is tipped over even the slightest bit and things come falling out. So the only thing I recommend is if you use this, what I use is I take saran wrap and I just take the whole roll of saran wrap and I go it around and around and around and around and around. And that holds it all in place. The drawers do not come out. The gems don't fall out of their respected drawers. And that's how I transport it. So I just take a roll of saran wrap with me, wrap it up before I go, wrap it up on my way home, and that's how I do it. So thank you so much, guys, for bearing with me, and I hope this helps somebody out there. This has definitely helped me in my bling process and with displaying, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you.